graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I missed putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully y'all are doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. Oh, we got another Sixers game tonight, guys. We do. We got another Sixers game tonight. And my question to you is, how much longer do you think that this losing streak goes on for? Because I am looking at the schedule. Okay, so we have a lot of back-to-backs coming on up. We do. We play the Bulls tomorrow. So this is our first set of back-to-backs. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, we have a set of back-to-backs as well. We have Lakers and Sixers. They play the Lakers on Tuesday, and then they play the Kings on Wednesday. And then there's not a back-to-back next weekend, but they play the Nuggets Friday and the Celtics on Sunday, the February 2nd. So they play the Cavs, the Bulls, the Lakers, the Kings, the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Mavs, the Heat, and then it gets a little bit easier. But that's like 8 games in a row of teams that are over 500 or that are very competitive teams. And I'll be honest with you, I see this thing going on for another 5 to 6 games. I really do. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but I'm just really curious to just get your thoughts and just hear how much longer you think that this losing streak is going to go on for, because I do think it's going to be going on for quite a little bit of time before we see this team win once again. So I obviously hate being in the spot. Obviously, it's very uncomfortable being in this sort of predicament. We never anticipated it to be like the process years. If you were to ask us coming into the season, we did not expect that. We were promised another deep playoff run, and it's just not worked out that way. It has not worked out that way, and we can point fingers. We can point to Nick Nurse. We can point to the roster construction. We can point to the front office. There's so many areas that we can point to, but at the end of the day, this team is just playing under 500 basketball, to put it nicely, and they have not been able to get their ass together, and they're not even playing competitive ball. That's the thing. Like, they're not even competing in these games. They lost 144 to 109 to the Mavericks. They were out of it from the jump. They were out of it from the get-go against the Bucks. They lost 123 to 109. They were out of it from the get-go against the Indiana Pacers, 115 to 102. I mean, like, even these scores at the end don't fully dictate, besides maybe Tuesday's game, how out of it they were. The Pacers, the Bucks, and all these other teams, they're pulling their starters with like 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's where we are. That's where we are. And it pains me. It totally pains me to see this team going through this type of process. And Nick Nurse has lost control of the locker room, it seems. It seems like nobody's buying in on the messages. I don't know if you guys heard about the report the other day, but according to a Denver beat writer for the Denver Nuggets, for the Denver Chronicle, but she covers the Denver Nuggets through there, and she said on Twitter that she could hear banging and screaming through the walls on the other side. And there was a lot of yelling. So that's where we are. That's where we are. And it stinks. Joel Embiid is not playing. No surprise to anybody. But missing him is honestly another thing. Tyrese Maxey's playing, and I think that we need to have discussions on how to move forward with that. I don't think Tyrese Maxey's a point guard. I've said that for this whole season now, pretty much. He's not a point guard. He's a shooting guard. So they need to get a facilitator around him, a guy that's not 35 years old, a guy that's young, a guy that has a lot of athleticism, and that's the type of person that he needs. Kyle Lowry last year was one thing, but Kyle Lowry this year, dude, has been so bad. Yeah. I don't know what else there is for me to say, but it's such a shame that we are in this spot. I'm watching the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm watching the Orlando Magic. I'm watching young teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. And why are they at where they are? Because they have a youth. Because they have young, athletic guys who are just basketball players. It may sound so simple, but they're ballers. They can get you a bucket. They can drive it to the hoop. They can jump up for rebounds. They can pass the rock around and be key cogs in these coaches' systems. With the way that our roster is constructed, unfortunately, because we have a lot of older guys who are out of their prime that aren't as athletic as they used to be, it's going to be no wonder why we are where we are. Reggie Jackson, 35 years old. Kyle Lowry, 35. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Now, Tyrese Maxey, of course, and it sucks losing Jared McCain. Losing Jared McCain was a blow, but it stings. It really does. And we're also in this hole because Joel Embiid has not been able to stay healthy either. So it's a combination of things that has really led us to this point. And I want to just, first of all, shout out each and every one of you, because I know that when a team isn't doing so well, obviously the ratings are going to go down, because that's just the nature of how things go. So I've been seeing that it's been going down throughout, not just our channel, but throughout other people's channels on YouTube as well. But I do want to give you guys a thank you for always coming on here. We're still going to be rocking with the content. It doesn't matter, even if they lose the rest of these games. I'm committed to doing it. And, you know, hopefully we can try to get something good out of this. But it's nonetheless frustrating. And I understand why people have lost hope in this team. And I have empathy for that. So, no Kyle Lowry, no Caleb Martin, no Joel Embiid, no KJ Martin, no Jared McCain, and no Andre Drummond in tonight's game for the Sixers. Lowry's out with a hip issue along with Caleb Martin. Embiid's dealing with a foot injury and a knee injury. And Andre Drummond has a toe injury as well. So, yeah, we are dealing with all of that. Starting lineups for tonight's game for the Cavs, it'll be Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Max Strus, Dean Wade, and Jared Allen. And for the Philadelphia 76ers, you got Tyrese Maxey, Eric Gordon, Kelly Oubre Jr., Guerschon Yabusele, and Paul George. And that is your starting five for today. By the way, bro, I'm not happy with the way that Paul George has been playing. I understand that we signed him as a third option, but my man just has not been able to step up at all whatsoever. Sixers are allowing 48. They're allowing teams to shoot 48% from the field and 37% from three, which is, when you look at the 48%, that's second worst. That's second worst in the NBA. That's where we're at now. The stats are even backing that stuff out. So, I know. What's up, guys? Sixers have 7 straight losses. Cavs have lost 7 all year. Talk about perspective. What else is there to say? Really. So, Yabusele will be tipping things off along with Jarrett Allen. And Allen wins the tip-off. The Cavs are in their dark black and yellow uniforms. They got light yellow letters on the front and the back, along with the numbers as well. Allen tries to go downhill with a layup, and the Sixers come away with a rebound. Sixers, meanwhile, as they maneuver from left to right, have the red, white, and blue uniforms. They have the white stars going down each side of the jersey, and the white letters and numbers on both the front and the back. Yabusele with a catch-and-shoot 3. Somebody extend this man. He's been really one of the only Sixers players that's been competing night in and night out and giving it his all. It's already 3-0 Philadelphia, and the ball is almost turned over, and it was almost caused by Yabusele, but how about Guerschon Yabusele, man? Just a very good corner three-point shooter for the Sixers, who's just been, honestly, I think it's safe to say he's been their best player or most consistent player this year, for sure. So we have a jump ball over at the Cavs foul line, and it's 3-0 Sixers. And Yabusele loses the tip-off. Strus is over on the far right side. He gives it up to Mitchell for 3, and Donovan Mitchell ties the game as he swishes it from outer space. So it's 3-3 so far. 1-3 by Yabusele for the Sixers, and the other one by Donovan Mitchell, who's having another fantastic season for the Cavs. Has been one of the best scorers in the NBA. Maxey wide open for 3, but they're not going to count it. They're going to call offensive foul on Paul George as he had the ball for a quick second and then drew some contact, but he fell to the floor, and they say that his feet were set. This team is giving me allergies. I'm like allergic to this team. Oubre is the one who gets a rebound off of a bad layup by the Cavs. Gordon thought about taking a three-pointer. The ball goes out of bounds as he passed it, and it was intended to go over to Paul George down low in the dunker spot, but it went out of bounds. And another careless turnover by the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll get into the other scores around the NBA in just a little bit, but this Cleveland Cavaliers team, just to put it in perspective, they are 36-7. As somebody mentioned before, they only have 7 losses this year, as Yabusele throws it over to Gordon in the Sixers front court. Maxey lets it fly for 3 and knocks it down. And it's 6-3 Philadelphia, so all 3 buckets in this game have come via three-pointer. Garland kicks it out to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell behind the back dribble moves, lost the ball though. Oubre on a fast break, 3-on-2. Fast break for the Sixers. Oubre tries to drive it into the lane. He initiated the contact, but did not get the call there. Didn't even finish strong. And Donovan Mitchell gets the rebound. Mitchell trying to go coast to coast on the other side, and he's fouled in the act of shooting by the Sixers. So, yeah, this Cleveland Cavaliers team, they're 15-5 on the road, which is one of the best records, one of the best road records in the NBA. The Sixers are 15-27, and they are 7 games under 500 at home, with a total of 6 wins and 13 losses. So Mitchell's over at the foul line, and the first foul shot is good. Donovan Mitchell averaging 23 points per game this year, along with 4.5 rebounds per game as well, and assists. Mitchell and Garland have the second highest scoring starting backcourts in the NBA. And That's drew a minimum of 20 starts. Norman Powell and James Harden are first in that category. Mitchell does make the second foul shot, and it's now a 6-5 game. George throws it away. Darius Garland gets a steal. Ball gets blocked, though, by Paul George as Garland tried to go up with a layup, and they're actually going to call goaltending and say that George, his block was a little bit too late as it hit the backboard first. I don't know about that one. So they officially do rule it as a goaltending. They said that it slightly hit the backboard. George gets it at the top of the key for the Sixers as they maneuver from left to right. Maxey gets it over on the near corner. He's blitzed. He has to go up with a step-back jumper. It looked uncomfortable, but he still made it anyways, and the Sixers able to leapfrog the Cavs. Tyrese Maxey with 5 points. 3 turnovers by Philadelphia, 1 by the Cavs. Mitchell, being a facilitator, gives it up to Dean Wade down low on the block. Wade back to Strus. Here's Jared Allen, the former Brooklyn Net, as he goes up with a turnaround baby hook. And that's no good. Rebound by Strus. He dribbles out towards the three-point line on the far corner, puts it up, and puts it in. Max Strus, a very good three-point shooter throughout his career. Just putting up a good shooting performance so far. George on a catch-and-shoot 3. In and out it goes, just a little bit too strong. There's only 3 games on today, including the Sixers and the Cavs game. But that's it. Not a lot of NBA action tonight. Mitchell to Garland, one more to Strus for a wide-open 3. No good, and Dean Wade gets by Paul George, gets the rebound, and tips it up and in. They're just not giving any sort of effort on the glass, and it's showing every single night. They're getting out-rebounded, they're getting out-assisted, and they just start off the same way today. George almost lost the ball. He was trying to go inside, and then he dribbled it back outside over towards the three-point line. Yabusele to Gordon, who thought about taking the catch-and-shoot 3. He'll try to go into the lane, and a little how-do-you-do on that layup as he's able to make it. He just was able to hook it over towards his left side, then he got it up and in somehow, some way. Garland tries to kiss it off the window, and he does. It goes down the drain, and a layup is made by Cleveland as they respond. Maxey steps back, lets it fly for 3, and he cashes another one in. Tyrese Maxey, give him 8 of the 13 points scored by the Sixers so far. And with 7:03 left to go, Sixers only down by 1. Mitchell on the far elbow, hands it off to Garland for 3. Garland's three-pointer's way too strong, and Yabusele got the rebound. There is a timeout called, though, on the floor, and it'll be by Philadelphia, and the Sixers will be back in just a little bit of time. Be right back. on, everybody? Hopefully y'all are doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. The name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We're on for Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles. Those are the teams that we cover here for Philadelphia. So if you guys enjoy that, and if you guys want to become subscribers of the channel, feel free to just hit that subscribe button. We're also on Twitch as well, and you can go make sure to follow us on that platform as well. Where is the scoreboard? Here it is. All right, so the Sixers do have the ball. George tries to hit a turnaround two, and it was way too short. Rebound by the Cavs. Here's a drive that's no good by the Cavaliers, who try to respond on the other side. It was Max Strus who tried to take a coast-to-coast. Maxey tries to defend down or play offense down low. It got knocked away by Strus and stolen by Garland. Here's Dean Wade, who tries to get past a screen set by Jared Allen, zips it all the way to a wide-open three-pointer by George Niang, and he hits it from the near corner. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. That's now the fourth turnover by the Sixers. As Maxey zigzags all the way into the lane, he's looking for some help. He gets a handoff over to Paul George. George crosses over about a couple of times. He spins. He gives it back to Maxey. More dribble handoffs as George catches and puts up a three for the Sixers and knocks it down. Sixers, the one good thing about today is that they are shooting the ball pretty well from three. They're 3 for 4 from downtown. Steal by the Sixers off of Maxey's reach-in play. So Maxey reaches in, gives it up over to Oubre, downhill on a drive towards the basket, and he's fouled by George Niang. What's up, Lou? How you doing, my friend? Enjoying NBA basketball. How about the Philadelphia Eagles this year in the NFL playoffs? Dude, I know. We've been covering them, and we'll be covering them on Sunday, obviously. That's going to be really exciting. That's a totally different vibe than this team right now. This team is just giving you nothing. 7 straight losses for this team, and it's just unbelievable. First foul shot is good. Here comes Justin Edwards and Adem Bona, 2 young guys for the Sixers who were taken in this year's draft. Actually, Justin Edwards went undrafted, but he signed with the Sixers after the draft was done. Lou is nervous for Sunday. Yeah, I'm nervous too, man. I am. I'm not going to lie. You know, there's a lot of people on sports talk radio or even on the podcasting airways that say, "Oh, we shouldn't lose this game," and I'm not there. I'm really not. Second foul shot by Oubre. It's good.
Excellent. There's
a three by the Cavs on the other side. It's Ty Jerome who hits it from 25 feet. It was a step-back three-pointer. And it's 20-18. Sixers down by 2 with 5:05 left to be played. Maxey zigzags into the lane, goes up with a runner, in and out it goes. Offensive rebound and a throw-down slam by Adem Bona, and we're tied at 20 apiece. Adem Bona being the rim protector for the Philadelphia 76ers. Nice to see him out there for the first time today. Would like to try to see them start him a little bit more. He's deserved that. George Niang got a dump-off pass over to him. Losing the ball, though, was Jared Allen on the dribble handoff. Maxey comes away with a steal. Maxey to George. Catch and shoot three. Paul George almost had it. Kelly Oubre Jr. had the rebound, and he gets called for a travel. Was not watching his footing. He did. He took way too many steps underneath the basket. Can't do that. It was like he was traveling the world and back. That's how many steps he did take. All right, so it's 20-20, and there's 4 minutes and 38 seconds left to go. Paul George, 3 points, 1 for 4 from the field today, and 1 for 3 from downtown. Maxey has 8 points in this first quarter. He's 3 for 4 shooting-wise and has made 2 threes. Garland will be guarded by Justin Edwards, and Edwards couldn't keep him out in front of him, and Garland got right on by him and made an easy layup. So the Sixers back down by 2 with 4:15 left to play in the opening quarter. George is on the right side, gives it up over to Oubre, who tries to drive it in towards the left side, goes down the lane, puts it up and in, and will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. He got fouled by Darius Garland. and he'll try to untie the knot. Let that little play there by Oubre. It's nice for him to respond after that travel that he had, and that was the 5th turnover by the Sixers. So the foul shot is coming on up. 4 points for Oubre, 3 rebounds in this game for him as well. Also forgot to mention that we have a couple of substitutions for the Cavs. Sam Merrill steps in, and Donovan Mitchell comes back for Darius Garland. And the foul shot by Oubre. Good as gold.
Excellent.
Sixers lead it by 1 with 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Allen hands it off to Donovan Mitchell over at the Wells Fargo Center sign. Mitchell for 3, way too short. And the rebound goes into the hands of Jared Allen. Adembon tried to leap up for it, and the volleyball tipped it into the hands of Allen. And there's another 3-point shot that's up, and a foul called on the Sixers. It'll be on Oubre. It is in the act of shooting, and we're going to have not 1, not 2, but 3 foul shots coming up for, I believe, Sam Merrill, if I'm not mistaken. It was, he fouled him right on the closeout hit. Did he hit the shooting end? No. Just couldn't close out properly. And this will be an official review because they just want to confirm if it's a foul or not. And if it is a foul, was Merrill's foot, or whoever was fouled, was it beyond the arc? Is the question. And it is Sam Merrill. We got the Flyers on tonight, right? Flyers play tonight at 7:30 against the Islanders. Flyers, they're 22-21-6. The Islanders, well, they're 19-20-7. So obviously the Flyers aren't at home because the Sixers are. So they're playing at the UBS Arena in Elmont, New York. So they're still reviewing this to see if whether or not it is a foul. And let's see what the verdict is. So they're going to call a flagrant foul 1 on Oubre. Now, what does that mean? They're going to have him shoot 3 free throws. And does that mean that he gets the ball back too? I mean, there was no sort of contact to the face. Not that I saw. And yeah, so he's going to go to the line and shoot some free throws here. The first one is good. The call's over. Yeah, so it's a flagrant foul. They get 3 free throws and the ball back. The second foul shot is good, and the Cavs have the lead again. It's 24-23. Lou says, I've been watching the Australian Open. Flyers lost 6-1 last night against the Rangers. Hopefully they have a better showing today. And the third free throw by Merrill, that one is good too. Illy, what's going on, Illy? How you doing? What's going on? Shout out to you for coming on here. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. This basketball team's not making me feel good. Sam Merrill hits a 3 off of a wide-open pass from Tristan Thompson. And Sam Merrill on that offensive possession just got 6 points for them. He was fouled. He had, there was a flagrant 1, and he made all 3 free throws. The Cavs got the ball back, and Sam Merrill hit a wide-open 3. Here's Maxey on the other end for the Sixers. He steps back and puts up a 2-point shot. No. Edwards got the rebound, though. Went up with the putback on the first time. No good. And he's fouled on the second try. It's 28-23. The Cavs did beat the 76ers 2 times before this game. The first time that these two teams met this year, they played in Philly, and that was on November 13th. The Sixers lost 114-106. And the last time that they played was on December 21st. That was in Cleveland. And the Sixers were not able to win that game. They lost 126-99. Illy, how are you doing? How are you doing? This basketball team is nauseating. They are. They are absolutely nauseating. First foul shot by Edwards is good. The second foul shot by Justin Edwards, he can't knock it down. It goes in and out. And Tristan Thompson gets a defensive rebound. Merrill for another three, and he got it. Are you serious? Are you serious, man? Sam Merrill has scored 9 straight points for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Unbelievable. 31-24, and it's now a 7-point deficit for the Sixers. Oubre can't make the layup. Maxey got the rebound. He'll reset it over at the top of the key as he's guarded by Mitchell. He'll hand it off to Edwards for 3. Justin Edwards cashes in from the far wing. Yet they're still shooting the ball at a very high clip. Oubre got the steal off of the bad dribble move by Donovan Mitchell. Edwards thinks about taking the 3 again, drives it into the lane, lost the ball, and it'll be Cleveland basketball, I believe, with 2:17 left to be played. Cavaliers will actually call a timeout. And they're going to rule it for now as Sixers ball. Huh. So Sixers will be back in just a little bit. Yeah. Nice job, Sixers. Reports Daryl Morey may be fired soon. How does a guy supposedly obsessed with analytics build the oldest and shortest team in the NBA? It's not even just that, dude. It's how does he draft well and just, like bring in these older guys. But how does ownership allow him to do this is the question. That's the question. How does the people at the top, how do they allow for this to happen? They signed Joel Embiid's big check. They signed Paul George's huge check. Like, how does this stuff happen? They are, but I love them. Through the highs and the lows, I'm just happy to see the boys ball, man. No, I understand. I totally get that. And I'm here through and through. You know, I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. That's never been who I am. But it's not easy. And, it makes me think about the process of years. But it also makes me realize, too, how even though we haven't been able to get a chip out of this, would you rather watch competitive basketball than watch this? That's the question I have for you. What do you think about that down below? Would you rather watch this or would you rather watch competitive basketball? Is my question. I think that if we're doing something like this, it better be for the right reasons. You know? We tried to do the process, and that never worked. Morey chases names like PG and Harden. He can't build a team. Remember the Rockets' 27 straight missed threes in the conference finals in Game 7 and refusing to change the strategy. Yeah, of course I remember that. And people want to say, oh, well, Chris Paul didn't play in that game. And that was a factor as to why they ended up losing. But, ultimately at the end of the day, if you're just living and dying by the 3, it comes back and it bites you. You know what I mean? This tank won't get us anywhere, says Lou. I think that we're stuck any way that you look at it. I really do. They're not even trying to tank on purpose, and I can see that. Sixers have the inbound. Maxey gets it over in between the circles. He's over on the right side, steps into a three-pointer, and Tyrese Maxey heating up like a microwave scorer. He's 3 for 3 from downtown. Give him now 11 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists as the Cavs respond on the other side with a little floater. and that's good by George Niang. I'd be lying if I said I don't like an underdog story, but I'd love to see one game with a fully healthy roster. I get it. I just don't think we're going to get it. Gordon on a catch-and-shoot three. Money in the bag for Eric Gordon as we are tied 33-33. So the Cavs shooting 60% from three. The Sixers shooting 78% from three. Niang thinks about taking a three again, and that time he's human. A Dembo and a Gab grabs the miss. What's up, Philly halftime? How you doing, my friend? Maxey takes it over towards the right side, goes over towards the foul line. He's blitzed and double-teamed. And now Edwards for three. Everything going in for the Sixers right now as Justin Edwards gives the Sixers their first lead in a little bit of time. 55 seconds left to be played here in the first quarter as Mitchell will try to zigzag through the lane, goes up with a floater. That's off the mark. And Tristan Thompson loses the ball. No Evan Mobley in this game as Thompson can't get the rebound. 12-2 run the Sixers are on over the last 2 minutes. Maxey drives it into the lane, scoops and scores, and the Sixers do lead it by 5. It's 38-33 with 35 seconds left to be played. And Merrill gets it over on the left side of the wing in Cleveland territory, gets his defender Edwards to buy it on a pump fake, and he traveled with the basketball, picked up his pivot foot, and it'll be Sixers ball with 27 seconds to go. There's Kenny Atkinson, who is the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He has to be very happy with his crew this year. Atkinson was at one point the coach of the Brooklyn Nets. And then when they got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, he was the scapegoat and ended up getting fired. And they hired Steve Nash as their head coach. And now he's on the Cavaliers, and he's been doing a very good job coaching this crew of basketball players. 19 seconds left to go in the first quarter, about 5 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. Maxey dribbles over towards the right side. He wants to cross on over Ty Jerome, and we have a foul called, and it'll be on the Cavs with 5 seconds left to go. 5 seconds were left to go on the shot clock. 8.9 seconds are now left to go in the first quarter. Guerschon yabusele will enter back in for the Sixers, and Maxey will shoot a free throw, and that's good. It was a defensive 3-second violation. $39 points for the Sixers and 33 for the Cavs. Maxey will inbound it over to yabusele, and Maxey gets it back at the top of the key. 5 seconds left to go. Maxey for three for the Sixers. Off the mark. Rebound by Thompson. 1 second left to go. Ty Jerome with a half-court prayer. It's up. It's off the front of the rim, and that'll wrap things up in the first quarter. Sixers do win the quarter, and they put up 39 points. They shot the ball extremely well from three. They were 8 for 11 from downtown. That's the best shooting performance that they've had in the first quarter in probably about 3 weeks. So we'll see what's in store for quarter number 2, but the Sixers do lead it by 6. What's up, halftime? How are you doing? What's up, Asia? I'm going to say this again, okay? For those of you that missed this, because you're probably going to ask me again, what do I really think about this team? And I'm going to say what I've been saying ever since December. Okay, they're not a playoff team. They're not competing. They're not playing competitive basketball. Today, what are they doing well? They're shooting the three balls well. They're still not rebounding at a very high rate. They're getting out-rebounded every single night. And when the three-point shots aren't going in, they lose. That's the identity of this team. And they can't stay healthy either. But I don't want to fully use that as an excuse, because you would still think, like every year, when we had Ben Simmons, guys, you know what I noticed? When Ben Simmons was off the court and when Joel Embiid was off the court, or if we were missing like a top-tier player, the team came together and they still played hard and competitive basketball. This is different. They're not competing right now. They're not even competing right now. That's how bad it is. I figured we were going to get here. But yeah. It's not just because of size, though, Lou. Sure. Are they shorter? Yes. Are they not as athletic? Yes. But rebounding is all about effort, bro. It is. It is. You got to put in effort to rebound. Right now, our best rebounder is Guerschon Yabusele. Some people think that Embiid is sitting out to get traded. Where's he going to get traded to? He can't get traded this year. You have to trade him in the offseason because he signed that extension. That's why you can't get rid of him. At least Tyrese Maxey's shooting the ball well today. He is. But this isn't a recipe for winning. Would I be happy if they beat the Cavs today? Sure, but you got to build off of this. And so far, I'm seeing sort of the same thing. Gordon hands it off over to Paul George as the Sixers will have the ball first because they lost the tip-off. George goes up with a step back two, doesn't even go for the rebound, and it lands into the breadbasket of Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell gets the rebound. Mitchell steps back, puts up a three-pointer. Just too easy for Donovan Mitchell, and it's now a three-point ball game. Donovan Mitchell able to hit it from 25 feet as he sinks it from the top of the key. And Dalton Jr. is out there for the Sixers for the first time today. I saw that Nick Nurse a couple of games ago was getting all in his face and was very animated at him over a defensive miscommunication. So I thought it was, we talked about the yelling and the screaming behind the walls to the Denver media, according to the Denver media. Sixers will inbound it again as Dalton gets it, bounces it over to Paul George on the far corner in the dunker spot. Got the ball knocked loose by Jerome and stolen by Sam Merrill. Merrill to Mitchell at the top of the perimeter. He's being double-teamed by Edwards and George, and now just single-handedly defensively drawn from Justin Edwards. Here's a catch-and-shoot three that's up, and we have a tie game. As Ty Jerome is able to hit it from the top of the key. Everything is going in for both teams. Sixers and Cavs are 16 for 24 combined when it comes to shooting the three today. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Yabusele catches and puts up a three, and he hits that one from the top of the key. Guerschon Yabusele able to give the Sixers a 3-point lead. It's been a 3-point shooting fest between the both of these teams, and we have a charge called on the Cavs as Thompson turns it over on the other side. They're all frustrated because none of them signed up for this. They all thought that they would have Embiid and be in different roles, so I get it. No, I understand that too, but you got to compete. You have to compete, though. You have to play competitive ball. And you would think that just because Joel Embiid is not there, that they would want to fight for him, right? They would want to play very good basketball for him, and they're just not doing that. George hands it off over to Dalton Jr., who's at the top of the key again. George gets it back. More dribble handoffs by Yabusele and George. George bounces it over to Guerschon. Guerschon back to George for a catch-and-shoot three, and Paul George could not knock it down. Almost did so. Rebound goes to Jared Tyson, and he is able to get Jalen Tyson, that is the 22-year-old from California College. And Donovan Mitchell puts up a three-pointer, and we were tied again, 42-42. So the Sixers and the Cavs have each made 9 threes today. Gordon to Edwards for three. Justin Edwards is human, and he can't hit it from the far corner. Rebounded again by Cleveland. This Cavaliers team doing a good job on the glass. Mitchell for three. And George says, I've had enough. Donovan Mitchell, sit down, he says. George to Yabusele. Yabusele lost the ball. It was knocked loose by Garland as he gets the steal. Mitchell is going to spin out of a steal from Eric Gordon, and he gives it up to Ty Jerome for three, and Jerome can't hit it. We do have a foul called, though, on the Sixers. And I think it's going to just be called a foul on the floor. We got 20 concurrent viewers on here. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by. Again, I know that a lot of us did not sign up for this. But, again, I appreciate you guys. They just called a foul on the floor. And we have another foul called on the Sixers, just with about 2 seconds after the ball was inbounded. Sixers have turned the ball over 7 times. Cavs have turned the ball over 6. It still feels like the Sixers have more turnovers, though. Both teams do have 12 rebounds as well. 9 minutes left to be played here in the opening half. Mitchell on the drive to the basket gets it rejected by Eric Gordon. Here come the Sixers on a fast break. Gordon tries to go coast to coast, goes up with a shot. It's rejected by Thompson. It goes out of bounds, and it'll still be Sixers ball. Like, subscribe, and turn on those notification bell icons, and that way you know when we go live. No, you are correct. You got to be pro and you got to compete. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like even last year towards the end of the season that the Phillies just weren't even competing on offense. I didn't feel like they were putting up competitive at-bats. And this is sort of like the same thing here, you know? But it's not good to watch. The pitching was competing and playing at a very high level, and Harper and Castellanos were, but nobody else was. Here's George on a little lob pass inside to guerschon Yabusele. He's double-teamed. They'll try to throw it, and it goes into Eric Gordon's hands. Gordon's floater's way too strong. He had to force it over from the foul line, and the rebound goes into the hands of Jared Allen. Allen today, 4 rebounds, no points. What a line that is so far in the first half. There's a drive over towards the hoop. It's Ty Jerome who gets it, and he's fouled by Justin Edwards. Wow. So oubre is over at the scorer's table, and he's looking to sub back in for Justin Edwards. And Edwards, we talked about it a little bit. He's 21 years old, played for the Delaware Bluecoats, who were the G League team of the Philadelphia 76ers, was signed on a 2-way contract with them and the Sixers after going undrafted. He's from Philadelphia as well. And he's 6 feet 7 inches tall, weighs about 203 pounds. So the first foul shot's good by Ty Jerome, and he knocks down the second one as well. And Cleveland back out in front. Gordon for 3 for the Sixers. He connects. And we have a back-and-forth seesaw of a ball game, 45-44, as Eric Gordon hits his second 3 of the ball game. Garland in between the circles, dribbles over towards the right side of the wing, gives it back to Dean Wade for 3. Too much mustard on that one. The ball goes out of bounds, and as oubre tried to leap up for the rebound, it went off of Tyson's hand, and therefore the verdict is Sixers ball. So it goes out of bounds. Sitting in the shade, sunny summer's days in Sydney. Oh, wow. Well, let's see. This is tough. If they wanted to review that, that would probably go either way. I don't even know if they'd have enough evidence to overturn that call. That's how close it was. George gets it over on the far elbow. Now dribbles over towards the near corner. He's double-teamed. He has to throw it, and it goes way over the head of Kelly Oubre Jr., and the Sixers with a terrible offensive possession again. It just seems every single time you're watching them on offense, it's the same thing. Dump it off to somebody else, and then just force passes. Like, don't be creative is essentially what they're doing. So the Sixers have to play defense as Garland misses a layup. Sixers get the rebound, and we have a timeout called by Nick Nurse. And Philadelphia with 7:16 left to go in the second quarter. It's literally like I'm watching, it's like Groundhog's Day all over again. It really is. I feel like I'm watching the same exact thing They're not creatively spacing the floor. They're a lot of their offensive plays, they're in tight, congested, little to breathe areas where guys are just right next to them. They're not moving away from the ball. There's no on-ball screens. There's no pin downs down low. Like, they're not doing anything. And I'm not like, at this point, I don't even know if it's a Nick Nurse problem. I think it's gotten to the point now where the players are just not even listening anymore. Seriously. We've heard so many reports from reporters within this team that they're just going out there and they're just jogging up and down the court. The message is not heard, and they're forcing a lot of plays, and nobody can get on the same page. You see a lot of times like where Maxey is passing the ball, and Tyrese Maxey is not even a point guard, and I've said this so many times, but Maxey, will maybe try to make a play over to Paul George, and George will look at him and he'll be like, dude, that you weren't supposed to make that pass or whatever it is. And there's just so many miscommunication breakdowns, and the message is just not heard, and no wonder why we're in the spot is all I'm trying to say. So the Cavs are taking it easy on us, it sounds like. I don't know if they're taking it easy on us because they're making threes at a very high rate, and so are we. Maybe defensively, are they not doing as good of a job on defense? I actually think that we're hitting some contested threes, and the balls are just going in today for us. I don't know how much longer it's going to last because I know that this Cleveland Cavaliers team is a much better three-point shooting team than we are, even though they don't shoot at this high of a rate either. But how much longer can you expect them to just put up threes at this high of a level? And again, I don't like to sound like a Debbie Downer. That's just not really who I am, but we got to be realistic. There's Reggie Jackson over on the sidelines for the Philadelphia 76ers, averaging just about 4.8 points per game this year. Started off his career with the Oklahoma City Thunder back in 2010. And the Sixers will get it back on offense. They actually started back in 2011. Here's George on a flush as he throws it down. Nice little play by Kelly Oubre Jr., and the Sixers actually drew up a nice play out of a timeout. When does that happen this year? Garland will try to drive it over towards the lane. It's rejected by Doughton Jr. Here come the Sixers as George is on the fast break, tries to go up with a shot, and we have a goaltending called on Cleveland. And that makes it 49-44. Tyson just jumped up in the air, and as soon as the ball was about ready to hit the backboard, and it was at a very high upwards angle way over the net, he just tried to swat it away. We normally play worse in the third. We normally start off the game bad, though, too. And we didn't start off the game bad today. Garland kicks it out over to Dean Wade. He'll get it back, though. Darius Garland from Dallas, Texas, able to drive it towards the lane. Underhanded scoop is good as he finishes on the left side of the baseline. It's a 3-point lead for the Sixers. We're about halfway done this second quarter. This quarter seems like it's been going on forever. And we have another whistle called as the ball goes out of bounds. It was last touched, though, by the Cavs. The Sixers have played 229 times against the Cleveland Cavaliers throughout their history, and the Sixers have won 118 of those matches. They're 118 and 111 in those 229 regular season games. 1 second left on the shot clock as the Sixers get the inbound. Yabusele goes up with a turnaround runner, and it's rebounded by Cleveland. 5:53 left to be played in the second quarter. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. Let's get to 50 likes. Hit that thumbs up button if you're tuning in on Twitch. I appreciate it. If you're tuning in on YouTube, I appreciate that as well. Another whistle called. more whistles from both of these teams as the ball is out of bounds. The Sixers have lost, where is it? Sixers have lost, I think, 8 out of their last 10 games against the Cavs. Just want to make sure that I got that correct. We have a runner that's up and in by Jared Allen. So Jared Allen able to make it a 1-point game once again. Oubre gets it for the Sixers. He's at the foul line. He'll step back and he'll try to hit a jumper, and that one won't fall. Jared Allen comes away with another rebound. He's been a rebounding machine throughout his whole entire career, and give him now 5 rebounds in just 2 quarters so far. Garland with a floater on the other side. No good. Allen lost it. It goes out of bounds. It's last touched by him, and the Sixers will have it as it was last touched off of the left. I think it was his left pointer finger that just got a little piece of it. Sixers have George, Yabusele, Maxey, Gordon, and Oubre Jr. out there for them. Maxey hasn't scored since the first quarter, and another dribble handoff that goes over to Darius Garland. Tyrese Maxey gets called for a foul, and it looked like he was just up and down. Can't believe that he gets called for a foul like that. But as Nick Nurse looks up, he's like, yep, I don't even know if that's even a foul or not. Actually, he's like, where's the foul? I didn't see it either, to be honest with you. Let's see again. Was there a little bit of contact? Marginal. Marginal. First free throw by Darius Garland is good, and we're locked in 49-49. Darius Garland went to Vanderbilt College. He's 24 years old, same age as Tyrese Maxey. They grew up. They actually played with against each other in middle school. Garland averaging 21.2 points per game, which is 33rd amongst the NBA, amongst other NBA players. Cavaliers now have a 1-point lead as Garland makes 2 free throws. George over on the near elbow. He wants to try to drive it over Sam Merrill. He pump fakes. He tries to go up with a turnaround jumper, and he gets the friendly roll. So Paul George able to give the Sixers the lead once again as it bounced 3 times. Garland's floater, that is just unguardable. You can't stop it when he just goes into the lane and just puts it up with his right hand. It's not a layup. They call it a teardrop in the NBA. Maxey with a little drive over towards the basket and a kick out to Oubre. Oubre loses his dribble, gets it rejected again by Darius Garland and Justin Edwards. He double dribbles and another Sixers turnover. He did. He got the rebound, and then he took 2 dribbles, and then he pump faked, and he picked up his other foot, so he traveled anyways. So that was sort of a double violation. Can't do that. Garland with another floater inside. It's knocked away and rejected by the Sixers. Maxey hits it for Philadelphia. Edwards at the foul line. A kick out to Oubre for 3. Kelly Oubre Jr. knocks it down. And it's a firework from the near quarter. The Sixers shooting 69% from 3. They have made 11 out of 16 3-pointers. It's just unbelievable. Merrill loses it, and Allen tries to put it up and in, grabs his own rebound, and he has his way anyways. I mean, there were 3 Sixers that were out in front of him, and yet nobody could get the rebound. Nobody even wanted to go up there and even just jump up for the board. Bona on a drive to the basket, and he's fouled. It really just is just so comical that they have a lot of bodies down there, and everybody's watching the ball like it's an ESPN highlight when they're, when the Cavs are going up with a shot or something, and they're just not jumping. They're not putting in any sort of effort on the rebounds. Cavs call a timeout with 2:58 left to be played in the second quarter. That's where we're at, guys. How much longer does this losing streak go on? How much longer does this go on? Because I don't think it ends today. That's my question. We have two other NBA games going on right now. The Portland Trail Blazers and the Charlotte Hornets are tied 50-50 with 58 seconds left in the second quarter. And the Memphis Grizzlies, who are 29-15, are hosting the Pelicans, who are 12-32. And they play at 8 o'clock p.m. They're actually going to start at 8:10, because they usually start like 10 minutes after the top of the hour. But yeah, how many more games do you see the Sixers losing? On this streak is what I'm trying to say. I think that we're going to go on a 13-game losing streak. I do. I think that this is going to occur for at least 6 more games. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Flyers lead at 1-0. Tyson Forster had a goal. His 13th goal of the season. So shout out to Tyson Forster. And, shout out to them, too, because even though they know that they weren't going to be a playoff team this year, at least they're competing every single night. Oh, unbelievable. We got 4 concurrent viewers over on the vertical stream. That's pretty cool. 3 minutes left to be played in the second quarter. Leading the way for the Cavaliers in scoring is Darius Garland. He has 12 points. Donovan Mitchell has 11. And for the Sixers, they got Tyrese Maxey with 14 points, and all his points came in the first quarter. But he's been very quiet here in the second. Adem Bona is at the line for 2 free throws, and the first one, he makes it. Adem Bona, not necessarily the best foul shooter on the Sixers team. He is 21 years old, though. Went to UCLA College, and he's 6 feet 10 inches tall. He'll be 22 in March. The second foul shot by Adem Bona, and he hits it. So that's the first time, I think, in a couple of months that he actually made 2 free throws at a trip. During a trip. 56-54 with 2:45 left to be played in the second quarter. I put the wrong sound effect. Sorry about that. Mitchell for 3 on the other side. Swish goes the basketball. Donovan Mitchell just continues to do Spider-Man types of things. They call him the Spider. That's his nickname. And, well, the Cavaliers back up by 1. It's 57-56. Sixers and the Cavs riding the pendulum as Maxey is double-teamed again. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. He hands it off over to Oubre, who zigzags in between the lanes and goes up with a shot. And he'll go to the line for one more as he made it. That was a tough contested 2 that he was able to kiss off the backboard. And the Sixers will try to get a 2-point lead out of this 3-point opportunity. 58 points for the Sixers, and good concentration by Oubre there. He was able to get Jared Allen to jump, and he leaned right into Allen's jump and got him to buy on a pump fake. Guerschon yabusele will come on in for Adem Bona, and Oubre's foul shot, it's good as gold.
Excellent.
2-point lead for the Sixers with 2:15 left to be played in the second quarter. And Mitchell doesn't even pick up the ball just yet. Now he does over at the Sixers logo. Mitchell bounces it over to Jared Allen. Yabusele tries to save it. It goes out of bounds. Good effort, though, by Yabu as he had to dive over towards the scorer's table. But it'll still be Cavaliers ball. Donovan Mitchell is 4 for 6 from 3, and this year he's actually been shooting the ball 39% from downtown, which is a career best for him. Here's a wide open 3 by Dean Wade, and he makes it look so easy. It's 60-59. Sixers have been giving up so many wide open 3s today. Maxey answers back with a 3 of his own as that one goes down the drain. 62 points for the Sixers, and they haven't put up that many points in about a month and a half. In a first half, I should say. Allen ties the game as he parts the Red Sea and lays it up and in. Underhanded scoop with the right hand. Right down Broadway. Doughton Jr. is being heavily guarded by Merrill. He dribbles it and takes it over towards the near elbow. Yabusele with a forced three-pointer. That's way too strong. 1:10 left to be played in the second quarter. Cavaliers ball. Allen with a kick out for a wide-open 3. And acting human that time is Max Strus. He just has 3 points today. It's 62-62 with 55 seconds left to go. Maxey at the top of the perimeter, looking to pass it over to Oubre for a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. That's too strong as well, and Allen grabs his 7th rebound. 62-62 with 45 seconds left to be played. Garland over on the near corner, dribbles over towards the baseline, a kick out to a wide-open 3 by Max Strus, and he makes it over on the far wing. It's 65-62. I actually love tennis, dude. This is sort of like a tennis game. I'm not going to lie. It's just been back and forth. Maxey with a drive towards the near side, and he gets the little layup to fall. 30 seconds left to be played, and about 10 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. Donovan Mitchell will dribble it out for one more Cleveland possession. And he's being guarded by Oubre. He has his right hand. He's dribbling with his right hand and now crosses over with the left, crosses back over with the right. And an ankle breaker as he puts up a three-pointer over Tyrese Maxey. The ball goes out of bounds, and it'll still be Cleveland ball with 8.9 seconds left to be played in this second quarter. Maxey almost had an ankle breaker that you would have had to look at for a little bit of time because his ankles were broken off of Donovan Mitchell's three-point shot, but he didn't make it, luckily. Yabusele forces the ball to go out of bounds. It's last touch, though, by Guerschon. He was trying to play defense on Jared Allen. The ball was inbounded underneath the baseline. And it was last touched by Guerschon Yabusele. That just took about 0.5 of a second off the game clock. 7.7 seconds left to go. Strus gets the inbound pass. Mitchell on a drive over towards the basket. Lays it up and in. 67-64 with 3.7 seconds left to go. Maxey at half court now. Has to go with a contested three-point shot. It's up and it hits off the front of the rim. And that's going to do it here in the first half. Sixers down by 3. It's 67-64. Cleveland out in front. Be right back. going on, everybody? In case you are tuning in for the very first time, this is Play-by-Play with JJ. We go live for Sixers basketball, Phillies baseball, and Eagles football. And I guess that where we got to start with our halftime show today is that the Sixers, although they are on although that they are on a 7-game losing streak, they are shooting the ball very efficiently today. They put up 64 points in that first half. They shot the ball 52.5% from the field and were 12 for 20 from three. And they have been competing at a high level today because they're making their threes against a Cleveland Cavaliers team who is the best team in the NBA. They have the best record in the NBA, and they've been playing very, very good basketball throughout this whole entire year. So they're playing very well in this game, and that is something that is absolutely nice to see. But can they sustain this is the question as they go into the second half. And only time will tell for sure, but I'm just my biggest takeaways from this game are that, yes, we're shooting the ball well from three, and yes, Tyrese Maxey had a very explosive first quarter. He did. He played very well in the first quarter, and that was nice. But I think that when you watch the game and when you say to yourself, well, they have 64 points, I think that this Cleveland perimeter defense has just gone very stagnant. I see that the Sixers are getting, in the second quarter specifically, Yabusele hit a couple of wide-open threes. Eric Gordon had a couple of wide-open three-pointers that he was able to knock down. They're just not playing very good perimeter defense. And are the Sixers really doing anything creative offensively for that to happen? Not necessarily. Did they run some more plays, and more sets in that second quarter? They did. They actually went back to a zone. The Cavaliers, they did. They went back to a zone defense, which I thought was interesting. They were playing man-to-man, and then they went back to zone. They played 3-2 zone defense. But overall, the Sixers have done a pretty good job in this game. Are they getting enough rebounds? I mean, they really haven't been having to get a lot of rebounds in this one because they're making a lot of threes. And it's been nice. It's just, if this game were to occur after Christmas, because of how hot they were after Christmas, we're feeling really, really good about this game. But because they're in this downward funk and have been playing basketball where they've been playing so bad where they're getting blown out almost every single game, we feel the way that we feel about this team because of that. So that's just the nature of it. I want to ask you guys, though, a legitimate question. And my question to you guys is, what does Daryl Morey need to do at the trade deadline? And this is an honest conversation. Are we trying to tank? Are we trying to sell the team? Are we trying to rebuild this thing? Or are we trying to still, quote-unquote, go for it? Like, what needs to be the message? I think, personally, if you were to ask me, we have to try to find a way to get an asset for Eric Gordon. If we can get a second-round draft pick for Eric Gordon, I think that that's honestly a win. Eric Gordon's been playing much better basketball. His stock has gone up. He was not shooting the ball well from three before. So I think that you got to try to find a way to trade him at the deadline. I do. Do we have to trade Oubre? Do we have to trade Yabusele? As much as I love guerschon Yabusele, and as much as I want him on here, I think that the best thing that you got to do is you got to get assets for him. Because if you're going to want to rebuild this thing and you want to put together a very competitive team, I think that in regards to with the way that this roster is built, we got to build towards the future. We're not competing for anything right now because it all depends every single year. It all depends on the health of one guy, and that's not fair. And at this point, he can't even fully stay healthy for this year. So they need to fire Morey. They got to fire Nurse. They got to trade everyone, and they got to start over. And what do you mean by start on over and trade everybody? Because I think that you got to build around Maxey and McCain. That's where I am. Because some people say, well, if you want to start on over, that means getting rid of Maxey too, because Maxey is a max contract player. So, again, I'd like to hear what your thoughts are about that. Picks. Try to get Harris to sell the team, but he probably won't. Yeah. I just don't see how this team is even going to be in a play-in tournament. I don't see it. I really don't. And at this point, the best thing for them to do is shut Joel down. Shut him down for the rest of the year. When he came back in the playoffs, something never even looked right to begin with. I thought that they got him back way too soon. I figured that the knee was going to bother him. And then he plays in the Olympics. He signs the big contract extension, which I still don't understand how he let that happen. And then he's just not fully healthy. Like he's not playing in back-to-backs this year, he says, and then when he does play, he looks very out of shape. He looks like he's washed in the very first couple of games, and it's hard for him to jump. So just shut the man down. Shut him down, get him ready for next year, and that's just the hard truth. It's the hard truth. I love Joel Embiid. I've been such a huge supporter of Joel Embiid for so long, ever since he's been with the team. And the story that he has is incredible, right? A guy that comes from Cameroon and wants to start a new life here in America, didn't even pick up a basketball till the age of 13 years old, and somebody spots him out in Africa because they had a camp. You know, they had a camp out there. There was an NBA camp by a guy named Luke Mbah-a-Moute. And he comes over to the States and, goes to Montverde Academy High School, plays really well there, and then has one good year as a Kansas Jayhawk, even though he got hurt at the end of that year. And for him to just make his way to the NBA the way that it has been, like, he is a generational talent. He is. But at this point, what's the purpose of playing him right now? We're not going anywhere. We're not going to be competing for something. And even if the Sixers are competing for a play-in tournament, is that good enough to get out of the second round? Because the goal coming into this year was to get out of the second round and make it to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. That was the goal. It sucks. Totally sucks. But Neil says he's turning into Andrew Bynum. He's just fragile. He's so fragile, man. There was a report that came out from Bleacher Report yesterday, and this is totally off topic, but according to Bleacher Report, Jason Tatum's trainer, this is actually according to Adam Wells, who writes for Bleacher Report, Jason Tatum's trainer, quote-unquote, begged the 76ers to pair Tatum with Joel Embiid back in the 2017 NBA draft. It's wild. And the Sixers could have had him. They could have had Jason Tatum in that draft. Can we even blame Nick Nurse for the Sixers' failures? I was so tough on Nick Nurse at the very beginning of the year, and rightfully so. But I think it's gotten to the point where there's a lot, there's so many more issues that are going on. No one's being straightforward with the fans. The message is not clear to the players, and they just don't have a competitive team. Loses, I don't even blame Nurse at all. I blamed him at the beginning of the year for not being able to like run set plays. But now I think that it's not. It goes so much further than just schematics and X's and O's. But now it's at the point where he can't even he's frustrated now. And Nurse, I think, actually has a lot of patience and usually gets behind his players. You can tell from the press conferences that he's so mentally drained. I mean, at one point, I thought that during his last press conference, I thought that he was going to resign. I really did, because he looked like a total zombie out there. I don't know when Joel's coming back. I mean, he was keeping answers short. Like, he used to give so many long answers. And yes, you can correlate that to the team's play, but he just looks so checked out. It's not even funny at this point. He looks lifeless because what else can he do? He looks so exhausted. He looks so out of it. And the body language says it all. And honestly, what's really even funny, well, it's not ha-ha funny, but when you really do think about it, a lot of times, like during the early part of this year, or even throughout last year, the NBC crew, the NBC Sports Philadelphia crew, whenever they would do Sixers games, they always showed Nick Nurse whenever he was animated over on the sidelines. I've noticed that as the season has gone on, they're not doing that. And the reason why is because he's not really showing as much facial expression out there. And he's just sitting over on the bench some of the times with his arms folded. That says a lot. It says a lot. So, I don't think he signed up for this. And again, I'm not like scapegoating him for everything, but this is out of his control. That's where it's gotten. All right, here we go. We start off the second half here as the Sixers, they do make a bucket, and it's now 67-66. So they got the ball first, and they were able to make a two. Here's a three-pointer by the Cavs, and that's good. So George hit a 22-foot pull-up jumper, and then Darius Garland made a 28-foot three-pointer, and it's now 70-66. This team is tanking, says Neil. Sixers turn it over as George is a bad pass, and it's stolen by Dean Wade. Wade to Allen down low, and he gets called for a travel, and it'll be Philadelphia basketball. By the way, the Islanders just scored 2 goals towards the end of the first period of the Flyers game. So it's 2-1 New York as they're at the end of the first period. Maxey back out there for the Sixers, and we have another whistle called as soon as he got the inbound pass, and it's going to go against Cleveland. Yeah. Where do you start? Like, where would you start your rebuild, guys? I think it starts at the trade deadline. I think that the first person on the go, and I hate to say it, it needs to be guerschon yabusele. I love the man, too. Maxey will try to float it up and in, and he does. Good job by Tyrese Maxey as he makes an underhanded layup. And it's a 1-point ball game now, 70-69. Wade catches it over on the near side, hands it off to Allen, and Allen's floater is up and in to make it 72-69 Cleveland. They're still in the driver's seat. Oubre, Yabusele, Gordon, Maxey, and George, the starting 5 for the Sixers. That's who's out there right now. George takes it over towards the baseline, got the ball knocked loose and stripped by Max Strus, stolen by Darius Garland. Garland back over to Wade. Wade to Garland for 3, and Darius Garland can't get it. guerschon yabusele hauls the board as he leaped up in the air and made the catch. 19 concurrent viewers on here on the on the regular YouTube video. Thank you so much, regular YouTube live stream. I appreciate that. Maxey initiates contact. The whistles remain silent, and Darius Garland grabs his miss. Garland, being the facilitator, got the ball knocked loose and stolen by Paul George. George, 2-on-2 basketball, gives it back to Maxey for a catch-and-shoot three. That spelled trouble as soon as he shot it, but offensive rebound by yabusele. Yabusele, the oubre for three on the other side. No. And the Sixers can't cash in a three. They had two chances to do so, and Darius Garland comes away with the board. Garland to Mitchell, good backcourt duo, and Mitchell hits a wide-open three. You can't leave him on an island. You can't do that. He's hit 5 wide-open threes today. 5 for 80 is from beyond the arc, and every single one of his shots from 3 have been wide open. Just put a body maybe on him. I don't know. Yabusele goes up with a turnaround runner. Didn't get a foul call there, and it's still a 6-point lead for Cleveland. Mitchell down the lane, gets past Maxey, and makes the layup as well. Too easy. It's an 8-point lead with 8:45 left to go. And already a 10-5 run by this Cavaliers team. The Sixers are just allergic to defense. And we have a timeout called by Nick Nurse with just under 3.5 minutes of play in this third quarter so far. This team is just so lifeless, says Neil. They are. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. My man Embiid is getting paid $51 million this year. We thought we were done with the Tobias Harris contract. Next year he gets $59 million. In 2027 he gets $64 million. And then in 2028 he gets $69 million, bro. $69 million he gets in 2 years. Wow. I'm hoping this isn't like a Ryan Howard contract when Ryan Howard got so much money from the Phillies at the time. I'm really, really hoping that that's not the case. But it's starting to look like it. Let's take a look at some of the NHL scores, shall we? The Flyers are down 2-1. The Stars and the Golden Knights are tied 1-1 at the end of the first period. Lightning have a 1-0 lead against the Chicago Blackhawks, and they're more than halfway done the first period. The Utah Hockey Club are in Winnipeg taking on the Jets, and they're scoreless so far in the first, and those are all the scores around the NHL. And then around the NBA, we just have 3 games, including the Sixers. The Sixers are down by 8. It's a 77-69. The Trailblazers are winning in Charlotte. It's 61-59 there with 6:50 left in the third quarter. And then the Pelicans and the Grizzlies have 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Grizzlies lead it by 7. DeJounte Murray has scored 15 of the 24 points by the Pelicans so far. Sixers try to put up a three-pointer. That one won't fall. Donovan Mitchell gets the rebound. Mitchell facilitates it down low to Allen. Allen throws it away, though. He tried to give it back to Darius Garland over on the near side of the three-point line. And Kenny Atkinson claps over on the sideline and says, get back on defense. Easy Up Gamer says, dude, it absolutely is. Dude, I can't believe how much he's getting. How do we do this, dude? I thought we were off of the Tobias Harris contracts, bro. Yabusele gets it over on the far elbow. Now wants to bully his way down low. Gets double teamed, and he's fouled as Jared Allen sits right on top of Guerschon. And we have some free throws coming on up. How about former Sixer Jeremy Grant already with 18 points? Grant's been dealing with a lot of injuries. He's now 30 years old. Jeremy Grant. He was a rookie with us back in 2014. We had Jeremy Grant, Lou Williams, Andre Iguodala, and Spencer Hawes, and even Evan Turner, bro. Crazy. Yabusele's first free throw is up and in. Guerschon, we talk about his story all the time. Another just incredible player who came from overseas, had a shot at the NBA first, and it didn't work out. And then he went overseas, and as he makes the second free throw, he's just been such a great player for the Sixers. Got his shine in the Olympics as he blocked LeBron James this summer, and Yabusele goes down the lane and throws it down with two hands. Guerschon Yabusele being the star of the show in the third quarter, and the Sixers down by 4. Mitchell for 3 on the other side as he flops down, and Paul George comes away with the rebound. Boy, that could be the spark plug that the Sixers need. George kicks it out. Yabusele thought about taking the 3. He spins. He gives it back to George. George, what's he going to do? He steps back and tries to make a 3 over Allen, and he does! Paul George with a knockdown three-pointer, and Atkinson calls for time. All right. Well, that was awesome. Again, he's so explosive. And I want to see Yabu on a contender. I'm not going to lie. He deserves so much better than this. He deserves so much better than this bowl. Yabu is going to get paid in the summer from some team, bro. You're right, Neil. I want to see him on a contender. I'm not going to lie. Watching him in the playoffs, he deserves it. You guys are right. You can't blame Nick for all of it, but he's not helping the situation at all. No, he's not. He's not. Must be some red tape from the top down. Absolutely. I'm not scapegoating Nick Nurse. I'm not doing that at all whatsoever, because he does deserve some of the blame, especially because the philosophies that he has aren't being bought in, and he's not able to get into anyone's head right now. But at the same time, we have a roster construction problem. That's not his fault. When you put together 9 35-year-olds on a basketball team who are out of shape and just can't jump, what do you think is going to happen? It's not his fault. I'll be honest. I miss Nico Batum, bro. I miss D'Anthony Melton. At least those guys competed. What could you get for Yabu, draft pick wise? I think that we could probably get. I think we should ask for 3 draft picks. Get a first and 2 second-round draft picks. I would take 3 first. I mean, if you could get 3 first-round draft picks, then that's a home run deal. It is. But I don't know. Maybe the Lakers would go for him. I don't know. I would try to at least get 2 first-round picks. 3 total draft picks for my guy would be great. What would you do? Sixers down by 1 with 7:05 to go in quarter number 3. So it's Wade, Garland, Strus, Niang, and Jerome out there for the Cavs. Here's a catch-and-shoot 3 by Darius Garland. And again, the Sixers just cannot put a body on him. I mean, he had a foot of space wide open. Crazy. So it's 80-76. There's about 6.5 minutes left to be played. They were in the third quarter. Yabusele gives it over to Gordon. Gordon to Maxey on the drive over towards the basket. And Maxey finishes a little bit too strong. Oubre gets the loose change and puts it back up and in. And the Sixers back down by 2 points. 2-point game. Jerome on a drive towards the basket. Lays it up and lays it in with the right hand. And the Sixers and the Cavs do exchange buckets. It was actually Ty Jerome who made that bucket there. Maxey dribbles over towards the right side. Bounce pass to Yabusele. And Yabu throws it over the head of Gordon. Gordon got a piece of it. If he was a little bit taller, he would have caught it. And Yabu says, my bad, as he gets back over on defense with 5:52 remaining in quarter number 3. Garland at the top of the key swings it to a wide-open three-point shot. That's off the mark by Ty Jerome. And the Sixers dodge a bullet. Tyrese Maxey got the rebound. Goes out in front for the Sixers. Scoops and scores. Doesn't get the whistle, but it is back to a 2-point game. Tyrese Maxey putting the team on his back right now. Another 3 by Garland. Too much mustard again. Yabusele hands it off over to Paul George. George over to Jerome. And, well, it's stolen back by the Cavs. Jerome catches, puts up a wide-open 3, and that was not what the Sixers wanted. Yabusele should have just hauled in the rebound. He tipped it over to Paul George, who was right next to him, and it took an unlucky bounce. George for 3 for the Sixers. Got it to go. Paul George. He's been hitting step-back threes in this third quarter, and the Sixers picking up where they left off in the last 2 quarters. Garland tries to hit a runner inside. No good. Oubre will try to tie the game for the Sixers. He does. Count the bucket and a foul. And Sixers fans starting to stand. They're starting to smile. There's 4:47 left to go here in the third quarter. Sixers giving a lot of effort here in this third quarter. And Oubre will try to give the Sixers the lead once again. We're tied 85-85. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And Oubre, who has 15 points, 5 rebounds, and is 5 for 10 from the field, he's been contributing on offense for the Sixers. The foul shot by Kelly Oubre is good.
Excellent.
1-point lead for Philadelphia. 4:40 left to be played in the third quarter. Garland will try to drive it as he knifes his way through the lane, and the Cavaliers, they're up by 1. 4.5 minutes left to go. Sixers and Cavs riding the seesaw. They've been exchanging buckets for quite some time. George goes into the lane, scoops and scores, and the Sixers back out and on top. It's been a game of chess. What are the Cavaliers going to do? How will they counterpunch? Here's a 3 by Cleveland. That's off the mark. Edwards gets the board for Philadelphia. And Maxey has it for the Sixers. So Gordon over to George. George trying to get some space on the far corner. Lost his dribble. Steps back for another 3. And he's human. George Niang doesn't even have to jump. The flat-footed George Niang, former Philadelphia 76er, got the rebound for Cleveland. Garland, top of the perimeter, steps back, lets it fly for 3, and throws it down. Another tray by Cleveland. A 3-point shooting clinic by both of these teams. And Maxey gets it back over on the near side. We'll try to draw some contact as he lays it up and in. No good. Oubre on the follow-through. That's good. 90-90 with 3:20 left to go in the third quarter. It's been a high-scoring game in this outing here so far. Niang for 3, and he could not get the friendly roll. It bounced out about 3 times. It hit the rim, hit the back of the rim, the front of the rim, and it almost went in, but it spinned out at the last second. George got the rebound, and we have a personal foul called on Darius Garland. So Paul George in this outing, 20 points for him, 23 points for Tyrese Maxey. Both of them today combined are 17 for 32 from the field, and they are both, or each of them are 4 for 8 from 3. I mean, this is their best duo game that they've had in over a month. Maxey hands it off to Paul George. Another 3. Yes! Oh, yes, baby! George now 5 for 9 from downtown. Garland for 3. No. Allen got the rebound. Puts it back up. Can't get it in. Sixers get a rebound. Paul George has it. He got the ball knocked loose, but he gets it back. Gordon, top of the key, tries to drive it downhill. And we have a foul called on Donovan Mitchell. All right, 93-90 with about 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to be played in the third. That's like the third time that I've sneezed today. First foul shot by Eric Gordon. It's up, and that one is in. Adem Bona will come back in for the Sixers. Sixers do have 4 timeouts left, along with the Cavaliers. Gordon for his 10th point, off the mark. Too strong of a shot. It is a 2-possession lead, though, by the Sixers. Their largest lead today has just been 6, I believe. Gordon almost came away with a steal. Allen hands it off over to Merrill. Merrill's pass gets deflected, and it goes into the hands of George Niang. And Niang tries to throw. It's deflected out of bounds, though, by Paul George. Sixers' largest lead was at 6. The Cavaliers, their largest lead was just 8. Both teams combined are shooting 52% from the field. I mean, that's just unbelievable. It's the highest scoring game of the season for the Sixers. And as the ball is inbounded to Ty Jerome, he travels with the ball, and it's going to be Sixers ball just like that. All right. Yeah, baby. Yes, sir. Oubre gets it for the Sixers over at the Wells Fargo Center side. Kelly Oubre Jr. looking to hand it off to Eric Gordon at the 3-point line. They'll drive it into the lane, hand it off to Adem Bona, and Bona tries to bully his way down low over Jared Allen and tries to size him up. It's rejected, though, by Jared Allen. Mitchell gets it back for Cleveland, and Oubre fouls him in the act of shooting. Thought he had all ball. He did not, though. And Donovan Mitchell will be heading on over to the foul line. Final score predictions of this game. Please let me know down below. 94 points for the Sixers, 90 for the Cavaliers. The Sixers have put up 30 points in this third quarter. Mitchell's first foul shot, he swishes it. Oubre is 18 for Philadelphia. Oubre is averaging 13.5 points per game this year. He had 8 points in his last game against Denver. The second foul shot by Mitchell, no good. He's a 80% foul shooter this year. Doughton Jr. gets it for the Sixers. He probably should try to pass it to somebody. He'll hand it off to Justin Edwards. Edwards back over to Paul George. 90 seconds left to go as the third quarter is winding down. He'll hand it off over to Justin Edwards again. 4.5 seconds left on the shot clock. Edwards steps back, tries to go for a 3. Off the mark. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll still be, nope, they're going to say that it was last touched by Bona, and it'll be Cleveland ball. So Cleveland can tie it with a 3, or they can cut the deficit to 1 with a 2. Mitchell swings it all the way to Merrill for 3. This is for the tie. And Doughton Jr. gets the rebound for Philadelphia. 1:05 remaining in quarter number 3. George turns the ball over. It's rejected by Donovan Mitchell. The layup is no good by Sam Merrill. He had a wide open lane, could not make the layup. Merrill gets it back. It's reflected off of the hands of Kelly Oubre Jr. for the Sixers. Oubre is at the near elbow. He's double teamed. They'll swing it out to George. No Maxey out there now for the Sixers. In the end of this third quarter, George to Oubre down the lane. Oubre shots up. No. Second time. He got it. Kelly Oubre Jr. doing a much better job at cleaning up the glass. Merrill will try to scoop and score, and he does. And it's back to a three-point ball game. Adembona goes he goes flying down like he's a bowling pin. 25 seconds left to go in about 5 seconds, differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. George has it at the Sixers logo as the Sixers go from right to left. George to Doughton. Doughton to Edwards at the elbow. And Edwards lays it up and in. 5-point game with 8.8 seconds left. 5 seconds to go. Mitchell will try to drive it into the lane. Kick it out to Jerome for a wide open three. Buzzer beater is good. He got it off just at the buzzer. And Ty Jerome makes it a 2-point game. It's 98-96 as we have one more quarter left to play. This is like a college basketball game. It's just so back and forth. A lot of scoring on both sides. And we have a full frame left to go as we go into the fourth quarter. This is an entertaining game. We actually have a competitive Sixers game for once. Crazy. And they're competing with the best team in the NBA. Figures. You can't make this up, guys. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. I'm going to ask you a 76ers trivia question as we go into the fourth quarter. And if you get it right, you'll hear that. If you get it wrong, though, you'll hear that. All right. My Sixers trivia question. What shall it be? We'll do this one. Which player holds the franchise record for most three-pointers in a season? Which player holds the franchise record for most three-pointers in the season? Again, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Kyle Korver. 10 more seconds. I need to get a timer. I need to get like a 30-second timer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the answer was not Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver did have 226, and he had the record for a little bit. That was back in 2004 to 2005. That was the 04-05 season. But it was set by J.J. Redick. Neil Cooper got it. He did it in 2018-19. He set the franchise record with 243s that year, back in the 18-19 season. So good job, Neil. You got it. Late Night Edits is here. Sixers are up only by 2 as Doughton Jr. is over at the point. And we have a runner that's up and in by Cleveland as they tie the game back 98-98. Oh. There we go. So Doughton hands it off over to Tyrese Maxey, who's over at the top of the key. Yabusele gets it back over on the near wing. Eric Gordon on the far wing, back over to Maxey at the top of the key. And Maxey finally runs over to the basket, and he's fouled. So Tyrese Maxey will head on over to the foul line, and they'll shoot 2 free throws here for the Sixers. First foul shot by Maxey, it's good. The second free throw by Maxey. He got it to go. Maxey's in the chat.
Excellent.
That makes it now 100-98. Sixers gotta play defense. We're just 50 seconds into this fourth quarter. Jerome hands it off over to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell to Merrill. One more for a three-pointer, and Cleveland goes out in front. Man, oh man. Nice shot there hit by the Cavaliers. That was Jalen Tyson who hit it. Doughton on the drive towards the basket. A floater is up and in, and the Sixers have the lead again. 102-101 as we ride the seesaw. Cleveland looking to respond on the other side. Mitchell on the foul line extended, and he got away with a travel there, and he scoops and scores with the left hand. I mean, he took like 4 steps there, and they didn't even call it travel. It's 103-102. Cleveland up by 1. Doughton for the Sixers. Hasn't gotten a lot of playing time today. Finds Yabusele. Gordon over to Edwards for 3. He got it! Justin Edwards, you bet! Edwards today, 2 for 4 from downtown. And actually now 3 for 5 on that last three-pointer that he made there. Tristan Thompson hands it off over to Merrill. And Merrill downhill, and he gives it over to Mitchell, and Mitchell was wide open in the dunker spot. Nobody was there to guard him, and we're tied 105-105. 9.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Maxey to Yabusele. Yabusele lays it up, and he lays it in. It's a 2-point lead for the Sixers. Jerome will try to scoop and score. He doesn't get it. Tristan Thompson gets it back, and a good job by him to find a cunning Donovan Mitchell over towards the lane, and we're tied again, right in the seesaw. 107-107. Yabusele hands it off over to Doughton Jr. Jeff Doughton Jr., top of the key. And no Sixer moving just yet. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Doughton Jr. steps back for a 3. He got it! Yes, he did! 110-107. Timeout called by Cleveland. Wow. Is this real life? Crazy. This is reality, folks. This is crazy. All right. Well, we can't lose this game now. We can't lose this game now. I'm bought into this game. They fooled me how many times? How many times has this team fooled me, bro? How many times has this team fooled me? Now they want to compete. Now they want to play competitive basketball. 25 points for Maxey. Over 20 points by Paul George. Ty Jerome has 23 off of their bench. Darius Garland has 23 for them. And Donovan Mitchell has 28. And yet, Maxey is 25, oubre is 20, and Paul George is 23. And George has actually turned the ball over 6 times today. He's been a turnover machine. Crazy. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon too, folks. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. We got an exciting game here. at the Wells Fargo Center. Sixers are looking for win number 16, and they're trying to climb back to the top. How did the Edwards kid go undrafted? That's a very good question. That is the one thing I like about Daryl Morey. Say what you want about him signing players. I will still take Daryl Morey in this organization just because he does know how to draft guys. He does. He's just so bad at scouting free agents. I don't understand what the issue is with that. But he knows how to scout for talent. There's no doubt about it. The McCain kid is special. And this Edwards guy is really good too. And I like Ricky Council IV. I liked Isaiah Joe. We should have never gotten rid of Isaiah Joe. And he's balling out with Oklahoma City now. So it's 110 to 107. Sixers do lead it by 3. Jerome on a drive to the basket. It's rejected by Yabusele. Yabu at the top of the key. Dribble handoff to Maxey. Maxey to Yabu. Wide open 3. No good. And Jared Allen was the one who got the miss. Boy, if he would have hit that thing, the Wells Fargo Center would have erupted. And we have another foul called on Philadelphia. O'Gluffy says that it is too good to be true. Bro, of course there's a world where we're in this game. Of course there is. Allen today, 10 rebounds and 8 points. He is a very efficient scorer. He's only 26 years old, dude. He was drafted back in 2017. He's been in the league for a while, but yet he's still young. Allen hands it off over to Ty Jerome. Jerome is at the foul line, extended Merrill for 3 for the tie for Cleveland, and Yabusele puts in the effort and hands it off over to Tyrese Maxey as he corralled the miss. Maxey to Oubre off of a nice pass. Oubre's down low underneath the baseline. Yabusele to George, or Edwards that is. Edwards draws into a triple team. Edwards had Doughton Jr. Doughton Jr. should have taken the wide open 3, but instead he overthought it, and he took the elbow J instead off the dribble. Mitchell for the tie. You bet. Donovan Mitchell, 6 for 11 from downtown, and he just continues to destroy the Sixers. 31 points for Spider. And Kelly Oubre Jr. hands it off to Maxey. The Sixers looking to come up with another response here. What will they do? Maxey to Yabusele. Yabu again thought too much about taking the 3. Took a lot of time off the clock. Edwards for 3 on the other side. That's no good. Yabusele fighting for the rebound. He got it, but it was rejected by Jalen Tyson. Tyson down low to Allen. Tyson for 3 for Cleveland. No good. Oubre got the rebound. So now both teams not able to score, as they've both have gone a little bit silent, even though Donovan Mitchell did have that 3 to tie it 110 to 110. Maxey dribbles around the lane, and we have a whistle called on Cleveland. Still plenty of time to go. 6:55 to be exact in this contest here. 9:01. The Sixers do play tomorrow night. They will be playing against the Chicago Bulls. That game will be at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We will be covering that game, and then we got the Eagles on Sunday. And if the Eagles do win, then we will obviously cover the AFC game, which will occur right after that. So the Eagles play at 3 o'clock. And that's what we're all looking forward to. Maxey to Yabusele, another 3. In and out it goes. Oubre tries to tip the rebound over to a Sixer, but Ty Jerome gets over to it and out hustles Eric Gordon. Jerome for 3 for a response, and Cleveland out in front, 113 to 110. Sixers have taken their foot off the gas pedal. Oubre's looking to drive it, and we have a charge called on Kelly Oubre Jr. He got a little bit wild, and Ty Jerome at his feet set. You got to be careful, Kelly. Cannot turn the ball over during these pivotal possessions. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell icons. Ty Jerome is 6 for 6 from 3 for the Cavaliers. Allen at the top of the key. Gives it back to Jerome. Got to cover that guy. Another three by Ty. He got it. Can somebody just stop that man? Can somebody stop him? He's making these wide open threes. Maybe just put a body on him or something, because he's just getting wide open looks. 116-110 with 6 minutes left to go. Maxey hands it off to George. George down the lane, lost the ball, but he's fouled in the act of shooting. Ty Jerome is having a career day. A guy who only averages about 10.5 points per game has gone Reggie Miller on the Sixers. He did have 18 points in his last game in 25 minutes, but, I mean, my gosh. He's 7 for 7 from 3, and yet nobody can cover him. First foul shot by George. It's good. Remember, Steph Curry went like 7 for 7 from 3 against us, too. Ty Jerome was actually a former Sixers player. He was drafted back in 2019 by Philadelphia. And, of course, this happens. George with the second free throw. That's good.
Excellent.
Oubre gets a steal on the other side and throws it down with authority. So 4 points in the last 20 seconds by Philadelphia. It's 116-114. Jerome over at the top of the key. Wants to try to drive it. Kick it out to Garland for a near corner three. In and out it goes. Oubre hangs on to the rebound. And the Sixers can tie it with a 2. Or take the lead with a 3. George looking to throw it over to Eric Gordon, who catches and puts up a 3. Got it to go! Eric Gordon from the near wing hits a jackpot from downtown. And the crowd erupts. A 7-0 run over the last 55 seconds by the Sixers. Jerome down low to Niang. Niang back to Jerome at the top of the key. Garland will try to swing it over to Jared Allen, and Oubre gets called for a foul. So Kelly Oubre Jr. with a foul in the act of shooting, and it's 117-116. Jared Allen was the guy that got fouled, and Allen will head to the line for some free throws. Did he make some contact with his hand? He did. Allen's first foul shot. In and out it goes. Jared Allen cannot tie the game. And that's what he can do now at best. He missed the first free throw. He's rocking the afro. And now Sixers fans coming to life. Bricking for chicken, baby. Allen's second foul shot. No good. Yabusele rebound.
Excellent.
4:50 left to be played. Sixers winning against the best team in the NBA. George hands it off to Maxey. Maxey to George. Yabusele dribble hands it off over to Paul George again. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. George for 3. He got it. Shot clock was winding down. And Paul George, he chirps to the fans. Timeout called by Atkinson. Woo! Paul George with his best game as a Sixer. That's crazy. Yeah, baby. That's pretty awesome. That is sick. Wow. I cannot believe we're in this spot, dude. 28 people tuning on in. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. In what world are we in, guys? In what world? We gotta win. Come on. I'm done with good efforts. Come on, can we just win? This is the win of the year. This would be the win of the year. This would be even better than the Boston win that we had. Not gonna lie. That win was crazy, but this would be even crazier. Cavaliers were just like, let's just not play defense on this team. And Paul George is 6 for 10 from 3. Everything is going in. This is like, you know what this game is like? This game is sort of like that game where the Sixers put up like 150 points against the Milwaukee Bucks on Christmas Day like 5 years ago. And Tobias Harris was like 6 for 9 from 3, and Josh Richardson was like 5 for 8. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Take that naughty cap off, JJ. I love this hat, bro. I know that we lost that year, but it's one of the best hats I have, in my opinion. Such a great hat. 27 people tuning on in. I love this hat. You know, Sam Merrill, when he had those 9 points in a row, it was wild. We almost beat the Cavs the last time we played them at home. At home, yes. 120 to 116. And the Sixers got to play defense on Darius Garland. Garland to Niang. Niang for 3. And he can't get the bounce. Jerome touches it last. It goes in a bounce. And it's Sixers ball. What was in his head when he put that on? Oh, dude, I love this hat. I love it so much. It's such a great hat. George gets it over on the far side. Hands it off to Maxey. I'm not wearing a Sixers hat right now. I can't be that. I can't disrespect them like that. Yabusele tries to drive it in towards the Sixers lane. Oubre can't get the shot up and in, though, as Yabusele couldn't get it at first. And it looked like Oubre got fouled. No whistle was called. Garland for 3 for Cleveland. Nothing is going in for the Cavs. And Jared Allen, did he touch it last? No, it was Guerschon Yabusele. 3:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. I can't wear any Sixers hats. This is like my only good... it's not my only good Eagles hat, but I like this one. All right, Niang on the drive towards the basket. Can't even make a wide-open layup, and the Sixers, Yabusele got the board. He was wide open. He thought that he could do a little Allen Iverson, reverse layup, and he couldn't even do that. Maxey at the top of the key. Gives it to Gordon. Gordon's 3. Yes, sir! Eric Gordon going Steph Curry. Well, 13-0 run by the 76ers team, and the Lightning has flashed into a bottle for the Sixers. Here's Donovan Mitchell, who goes tumbling towards the ground, pushes, shoves, but he gets fouled. With 3:05 left to be played in the fourth quarter, the Sixers are 3 minutes and 6 seconds away from closing this thing out. Eric Gordon, I mean, my gosh, Eric Gordon is like, you can't guard me, bro. You can't guard me. He's 5 for 8 from the field. The Sixers, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and Eric Gordon have each made at least 4 threes, and they are 14 for 26 from downtown. The first foul shot, that one is good, and it makes it 123 to 117. With 3:06 left to go, and we have a timeout called. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We got a lot still left to play. Be right back. You've been rocking with me this whole time. I have not said anything bad about the Sixers. They are the greatest team ever in Philadelphia right now. I've been all positive on this stream. Nothing negative has been said. And we're up 123 to 117. Bro, now I'm trolling. Ugh. Come on, bro. The new 76ers big three, Massey, George, and Gordon. In what world, bro? What world are we in? Come on, now they got to close this out. Got to close it out, bro. They put up 25 points so far in the fourth quarter. They put up 34 in the third. They put up 25 in the second and 39 in the first. Cavaliers just thought, this would just be a heyday for them, and it has not been a heyday. Where's Waldo? Where is Waldo? Come on, bro. 123, 117. And the Sixers still have 3 timeouts left. The Cavaliers have 2. Come on, we got to close this thing out. Ty Jerome is 7 for 7 from 3. Darius Garland is not shooting the ball well, but yet he started off strong. Still has 23 points. This team keep you on your toes, bro. 76ers. It's the first time since December 13th where they've had 6 guys score in double figures. How sad is that? A 13-1 run by Philadelphia over the last 2 minutes and 55 seconds. So Mitchell's at the line for one more free throw. It's up by Donovan Mitchell, and the basketball gods say no.
Excellent.
Yabusele rebound for Philadelphia. Oubre gets hit right into the face, and Darius Garland throws his hands up and says, I did not even touch you. 2:56 left remaining in the fourth quarter. Still time left to go. Sixers lead it by 2 possessions. But you're still feeling better and better as this game has gone on. Oubre will inbound it over to Yabusele, who is at the top of the key. Yabu hands it back off over to Tyrese Maxey. He says, give me the rock. Maxey to Gordon. Gordon, kick out to George, near corner 3. No. Yabusele, offensive rebound. What an effort by Guerschon. Guerschon got the ball knocked loose, though, and it was stolen by the Cavs. Mitchell for 3 on the other side. That's off the mark. Oubre rebound for the Sixers. And they are in no particular hurry. 2.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Gordon hands it back off over to Tyrese Maxey, who's at the Sixers logo. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Mitchell guarding him. A bounce pass to Oubre. And we have an offensive foul caught on Kelly. Come on. He just elbowed his defender, Ty Jerome, right in the face. It was Darius Garland, but still, he elbowed him right in the face. Come on, Kelly. These little turnovers, you can't be doing that. Yeah, he's tried to stiff arm his way past Garland, and he just elbowed him right into the mouth. Come on, dude. And Oubre, did he just foul out? He did. So that was his final foul that he could give up. 22 points and 13 rebounds. That's what he finishes with. Edwards with a steal off the inbound pass for the Sixers and hands it over to Tyrese Maxey. 2 minutes left to go in quarter number 4. Maxey with a bouncer over to Gordon at the top of the key. Gordon gets by Donovan Mitchell. Edwards tried to throw it down with 2 hands, and he got fouled. Justin Edwards gets fouled and will head to the line for 2 foul shots. Kyle Lowry and KJ Martin are standing up over on the Sixers bench. What a play by Gordon, too. And Justin Edwards was just touched on the jersey by Max Strus, and he got pushed right away. Nice. Edwards at the line to make it 124 to 117. He does as he swishes the first free throw. Justin Edwards off the bench, 13 points, 3 for 6 from downtown, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block as well. Come on. The second free throw by Edwards. Good.
Excellent.
125 to 117, and Donovan Mitchell picks it up past half court. Come on. Mitchell at the top of the key will try to drive it over towards the lane, and we have a block and foul called on guerschon yabusele. And Donovan Mitchell still has some words, and he's not letting Cleveland go down without a fight. A minute 41 to go. The Cavaliers do have 2 timeouts, and so do the Sixers. So that makes it 125 to 117. First free throw by Donovan Mitchell. He's missed 2 today, and the first one is good. Sixers play tomorrow night against the Chicago Bulls. It is a traveling back-to-back for them, and they're looking to put an end to this 8-game losing streak. And they are 1 minute and 41 seconds away from doing that against the best team in the NBA. Second free throw is good, and it's back to a 2-possession ball game. Just do not turn the ball over. 1:35 left to go. George will dribble it to the top of the key. George to yabusele as they play a game of catch. Yabu back to George on the drive towards the lane, and he got the layup to go. He'll go to the line for one more as well. Paul George flexes his muscles like he's Iron Man, and he'll head to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. Oh, let's go. 1:26 left. Timeout called by the Cavs. And the Sixers have 127 points and lead it by 8. Let's go, baby. What a team, bro. What a team. Of course, against the best team in the NBA, they're going to win this game. Of course. Forget about the 8-game losing streak. Forget about everything else. Bro, whoever thought that they were going to win this game, whoever put money on that, just won a lot of money, bro. PG needs one more assist for you to win. What's up, Tank? Tank is on here. What's going on, bro? Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We're on here for Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles almost every single day. And we appreciate each and every one of you for being on here. Sixers lead it by 8 points. It's 127 to 119. There's a minute and 19 seconds left to go. And they're reviewing this to see if it was a foul or not. I think Atkinson thought, what do we have to lose here? So it is called a shooting foul on Donovan Mitchell. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, and subscribe to the channel. George at the line for one more free throw, and the basketball gods say no, he doesn't get it to go. It's still a game, 8-point game with 1:20 left. Cavaliers have the ball. Again, Mitchell on the near side to Garland for a near corner 3. Darius Garland hits it, and it's a 5-point game. You cannot take your foot off the gas pedal, and you cannot leave them wide open. It's 127 to 122. Kill that clock. George on the near side, being guarded by Jared Allen. He's double-teamed, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Ty Jerome. An entertaining game from start to finish, and it's been back and forth and close as we are down to the wire. 61 seconds left to go. The ball's inbounded over to George, who tries to go up over towards the baseline. Got it blocked by Strus. George gets it back. George for 2. No good. And the Cavaliers get the rebound. It's Donovan Mitchell. It could be a one-possession game with a 2 or 3 here. Mitchell for 3. That's off the mark. And the ball goes out of bounds. It was last touched by the Sixers. And it's still Cleveland ball with 42 seconds left to go. It just went out of bounds underneath the baseline. And it'll be Edwards who guards the inbound. Again, no oubre because he fouled out. Mitchell does get fouled. The Sixers, I think, had a foul to give. And with 41 seconds left, this will be an inbound again by Cleveland. They are now in the bonus. So it looks like we're actually going to have some free throws now because the Sixers are in the bonus. And Ty Jerome is at the line. The first foul shot by Ty. No good. So Ty can only make it a 2-possession game. They have missed a lot of free throws, the Cavaliers. A couple by Donovan Mitchell. 1 by Ty Jerome, 2 by Jared Allen. The second foul shot, that's good, but it's still a 2-possession game. 40 seconds left to be played here in the fourth quarter. Maxey gets it for the Sixers as he's over at the logo, gets past half court. 32 seconds left to go. Maxey at the foul line wants to just dribble that clock out. They try to keep away. Gordon the yabusele. This is the dagger. No good. And another rebound by Cleveland. 19 seconds left to go. Mitchell's at the top of the key. Mitchell tries to throw it to Merrill for a wide open 3, and he got it. 11 seconds left. It's 127 to 126. A 1-point game, and the Sixers have to burn a timeout. Jeez, my goodness. That was Ty Jerome again. He is 8 for 8 from 3. Can we just stop leaving this guy wide open? Come on. Ugh, a 1-point game. Do not blow this, bro. Do not blow this. If they blow this, I am going to have a fit. Ugh. Please do not blow this. Please. 127 to 126. Ty Jerome, a career high 33 points. And he's 8 for 8 from 3. Do not blow this. They're obviously going to have to play the foul game with 11 and a half seconds left. Scoring leaders tonight, Donovan Mitchell, 34. Ty Jerome, 33. Paul George, 30. Darius Garland, 26. And Tyrese Maxey, 25. Again, like and subscribe, please. All right. 127 to 126. Sixers have 1 timeout left. The Cavs still have 2. Sixers get to advance the basketball as they will inbound it over on the near sideline. George will be the inbounder for Philadelphia. Please. Come on. 11 and a half seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. George gets the ball, and he has to inbound it to somebody. He gives it over to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey tries to play keep away, and he's fouled with 9.4 seconds left to go. Now, obviously, Maxey has to hit both of these free throws here to just make it a 3-point game. Then we'll talk about other schematics. 127 to 126 with 9.4 seconds left. Maxey's at the line. The first foul shot by Maxey is good. Oh my gosh, was that close. It hit the front of the rim, then the back of the rim, and then it swiveled around the world 2 times, almost went out. And at the last second, it went down. 26 points by Maxey. and this is to make it a 3-point game. This is a huge free throw, too. Here it is, and he got it. He just swished it, and with 9.4 seconds left, the Cavaliers, well, they honestly could go for a 2 here because they have one more timeout after this one, and then they could play the foul game once more. You know, you get a quick 2, and then you foul immediately. And that's probably what they're going to do. Please. That was so close.
Excellent.
Yes. I forgot to play that. Usually down the stretch, because we haven't had a lot of games down the stretch lately, I forget to play them. 42 people tuning in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. The name is Jason Joseph. This is Play by Play with JJ. We appreciate you guys for coming on here, taking time out of your day. No overtime, please. No overtime, bro. Not gonna lie, I kind of want overtime for the channel, because that will get more and more people on here. But basketball-wise, I get it. You don't want OT. Do not foul. If you're going to foul, you got to do it immediately off the inbound, which I don't even know if I would do at this point. Franklin the dog is there for the Sixers, standing right next to or standing right behind Ty Jerome, dazzling his Sixers magic on him. Ty Jerome looks over at him. Is like, dude, back off. Jerome will try to inbound it for the Cavaliers, and he can't get it off, and we have a timeout called by Cleveland again. So the Sixers did their job and forced Cleveland to burn that final timeout. That would have been an 8-second violation. You got to get the inbound off, and Atkinson was like, I can't worry about this. I got to call for time. Let's go. All right, good. We forced them to burn that final timeout. That is big. That is big. That timeout could have really hurt us. Rashawn, I need that overtime, he says. I feel that. JJ's like a convict going in for a parole here, and please, oh God, please. Dude, like, this team can only do so much to me and break my heart so many times. They can only do it so many times. It's like pulling teeth, bro. It's like pulling teeth. Let's see where those Franklin the dog emojis at. I think we have Franklin the dog on our channel. Or did I not upload that one? I think I did. Thought I have that emoji. Go 76ers. Franklin, yes. 9.4 seconds left to go, and Cleveland has no timeouts. All right, let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, the referee has the ball, hands it off to Jerome. Jerome has to inbound it this time. He throws it up, throws it out of bounds, and it's Sixers ball. Sixers locked all windows and doors on defense again, and Kenny Atkinson is stunned over on the sideline. Sixers will get the ball. 9.4 seconds left, and they will burn their final timeouts. He overthrew it. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. We can actually pull this thing off now, guys. 9.4 seconds left, and the Sixers get the ball back, and they get to advance it in their own front court. Sixers fans, boys and girls, excited at the Wells Fargo Center. The most excited that they've been since Christmas Day. Oh, let's go. How did they overthrow that? That was terrible. All right. You inbound it and you make a free throw and you win. I would probably prefer to make 2 free throws. Or just, how about this? Just play keep away and have them run the clock out. That's the best one. You need 2 more points from Maxey. Well, he might get the inbound here. George will inbound it for the Philadelphia 76ers. And let's see what happens. So, no timeouts left. George gives it up over to Tyrese Maxey in the Sixers backcourt, and he's fouled by Darius Garland with 7.5 seconds left to go. And he will go to the line for 2 free throws as the foul game is played once again. And this should pretty much wrap things up for the Sixers if he makes the 2 free throws. All right, Maxey at the line. Takes 2 dribbles. Foul shot number 1. Yes! And Jeff Doughton Jr. is going to come back on in for the Sixers, who lead at 130-126. And this is to put the Cavaliers away as Yabusele goes over to the bench. And he gets high fives from Nick Nurse. Tyrese Maxey to the line for 1 more. And this is the dagger. The foul shot by Maxey. Good night, Cleveland. 131-126. 5 seconds to go. 3-pointer by Mitchell. That's up and in. He got it. 131-129. 2.2 seconds left to go. And George will have to inbound it again. No timeouts. Donovan Mitchell with a firework from 3. Maxey gives the ball's inbounded to Justin Edwards with 1.3 seconds left, and we're still not fully done yet. And Edwards has to make a free throw here. Again, there's 1.3 seconds left to go. Jeez. Wow. Donovan Mitchell is clutch. What a game, bro, between the both of these teams. 1.3 seconds left, and Edwards, he'll now ice the game. This is going to be over if he makes the first foul shot. The first one is no good. Please. Ugh. Oh, man. Even if he misses this, just tip it out of bounds, bro. Just tip it around to somebody. Please. Edwards to the line for 1 more. And this is to make it a 3-point game. Again, no timeouts left remaining. Edwards' foul shot is good.
Excellent.
Niang will inbound it. He throws it, and that's going to do it. No shot was even off by Donovan Mitchell, and the Sixers, they break the curse. And they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, the best team in the NBA, by a final score of 132-129. Let's go, baby. Woo! Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Everybody from Philadelphia, 76ers. Everybody from Philadelphia, 76ers. Here they come, Philadelphia, on the run. Stand up and cheer. Number 1, Philadelphia.
That's great.
Here they come, team of the year.
That deserves the song. Let's go, baby.
76ers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Sixers.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. That's absolutely insane. How we won that game is unbelievable. And I will tell you this. That was as great of a game as that was. We needed that. We needed a feel-good game. And finally we got it. That was awesome. That was an admiration. That's like one of those games where you say to yourself, you know, they've been playing so bad over these last 10 games, and things have not gone their way, and this was something that was like, you know what? I got to watch this game tonight, and I was one of those people that actually got to see the Sixers beat the Cavs, who are the best team in the NBA, and that's a feel-good type of a thing. You know what I mean? This is one of those games where it's just an admiration. We had 21 threes, dude. 21 threes. And, again, like, where do we start? I mean, like, where do we start with this game? Paul George had 30 points. And George, honestly, did he disappear in the fourth quarter again? He did. But Tyrese Maxey had huge foul shots that he was able to come up big with. And Kelly Oubre Jr. and Eric Gordon were the guys that stepped up for us today. I thought that Adem Bona didn't have a good game off the bench. But, you know, Tyrese Maxey, I'm going to give him the MVP today, even though Paul George hit some big-time threes in that third quarter, and we don't win this game. We needed every single one of those points, bro. We needed every single one of those points. Yabusele, dude. Guerschon Yabusele, bro. 13 rebounds. My guy was literally hustling on so many different levels, dude. Him and Oubre each had 13 rebounds. The Sixers in that second half out-rebounded the Cavs. In what world? We actually out-rebounded the Cavs 43-37 on the glass. That's unbelievable. In what world are the Sixers doing this? Again, I've said those three words tonight. In what world? But that's just tonight, bro. We had how many points in the paint? 42 points in the paint. Donovan Mitchell did Donovan Mitchell things. And like Ty Jerome, bro. Like, we lose this game so many times. Ty Jerome is 8 for 8 from 3 and is literally Steph Curry. And yet we still won this game. How? How did we put up 21 threes? They were shooting 50% from 3. We shot like 53% from 3. Yeah. I don't know. That was wild. And Paul George, I mean, my guy, I said that he had a disappearing act in the fourth quarter. I can't forget that three-pointer that he made, though, because he had a big-time three, and he silenced the crowd, and that was awesome. He did. He did do that. I don't know. Like, that's just one of those games where if you were there, you're like, damn, I got to be there during a terrible time in Sixers history this year. I was there when they actually pulled out a win against the Cleveland Cavaliers, against a team that was almost fully healthy. Yes, they were missing Evan Mobley, and it kind of did show tonight. It did. But I thought that we played really well. Paul had 30 points. He was 11 for 21 from the field. He was 6 for 11 from 3. He had some crucial three-pointers that he did make. I'm sure that he's probably going to be a lot of people's MVP tonight. I'm not going to go that far. I think that our MVP tonight was Tyrese Maxey personally, but he was very impactful. I really think that you could say that this was their best team win that they've had this year. The Christmas game that they had, Caleb Martin was like 7 for 9 from 3 or 6 for 9 from 3 and did a very good job along with Embiid and Maxey, but it wasn't really a team win. This was a team win that they had today. It was. 18 turnovers. We turned the ball over like 6 times in the first quarter, bro. And the Cavs were picked to win by 9.5 points. The over-under was 229.5. How many points were scored? 261 points. High-scoring game. Very good three-point shootout. That was entertaining. That was entertaining, bro. That was highly entertaining. Can they do this again tomorrow night? We'll see. We shall see, but I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Who else is feeling that way? Like, how do you feel in the chat, guys? Like, is this just is this a game like where you just sit back and you just admire this win? You know, are you at that level too, or are you just like, you know, I'm so fed up with this team. Like, you know, tonight's win was nice, but I could care less. Like, where are you? Where are you? Because I'm happy that they won, and this was I like feel-good wins, bro. I do. I like feel-good wins, and this was a feel-good win that they had. So this is just one of those games where maybe that sort of changes things, you know? How did they pick up from this win? What can they do moving forward to sort of build that energy? Because this is a big win. Like, they beat the best team in the NBA. One of the best teams. You could argue the Thunder, but they did. They certainly did that. It was a great, great win. I wasn't saying Yogi. I put it in the picnic basket. I just take it as a small plus. Nah, I got you. Yabu was great. Yeah, I don't know. One word to describe that effort tonight. That was gutsy. That was ballsy. That was they actually played competitive basketball tonight. They did. They competed out there. I cannot wait to see what some of these post-game comments are going to be. I had Twitter off today because I didn't want to like look at my phone too much. I really didn't. But that was awesome. Again, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out and hit the subscribe button. They play tough against good teams most of the time. Well, not over these last stretch of games. Not over these last stretch of games. Dude, the Cowboys are hiring their own offensive coordinator as their new head coach. So Brian Schottenheimer is going to be the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, bro. That's what I thought when they beat the Celtics. So take what you will, says Jane. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if they can build off of this, but I'm just admiring the win for what it was. You know, this was a big win. This was a very nice win that the Sixers had. If they lose this game, we're upset and we're down in the dumps. So George, 30 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 52% from the field, 55% from 3, 6 3-pointers made. That was his best game as a Sixer, I'll tell you that. I'll wait after the All-Star to see if this team will make a turnaround here. I still don't think that they will, but I don't want to go into that tonight. But I just want to appreciate this win, because this was a win that they desperately needed. They needed this win. I'm not gonna lie. Nick Nurse has a little smile on his face. I can see it. That's what winning does, man. Winning solves everything, doesn't it? When you win, it solves everything. See what else Twitter has to say. And they almost lost it, but I don't expect them to whoop the Cavs. Dude, the Cavaliers, if we're being honest with ourselves, the Cavs left points on the board, and they gave this game away. Sixers took advantage, though. If we're being really honest. The Sixers won, but the Cavs, I think, gave it to them. I do. Spike Askin on Twitter. A truly, quote-unquote, Sixers moment. As we all agree it's okay to start losing games, and they promptly beat the Cavs, who have the best record in the Eastern Conference. They will never stop teaching us a lesson. Crazy. Wow. What it does for morale is huge. What it does for health and coaching decisions, not so much, says Jane. Yeah, but they most certainly needed this. They play the Bulls tomorrow night. Build off of this, man. Like, build off of this game. I thought Oubre had a very underrated performance tonight. Eric Gordon, 38 minutes, 15 points, 4 for 4 from 3, dude. Like, him and Justin Edwards had 30 points. Come on. It's just comical. like, what reality is this? What reality is this, bro? They had 15 points each. Tyrese Maxey and Paul George, we've been wanting them to have like 30-point performances, and we thought that they were going to be a nice little duo together. This was the first time that they got it, bro. Like, and actually at 29, but still, it's just insane. Insane. They were 10 for 19 combined from 3. Like, that'll work. You know, like, Oubre with 22, Maxey with 29, and George with 30, that'll work. Gordon with 15 and Edwards with 15, that'll work. Crazy, man. So, it's great. I will be on tomorrow, and of course I'm going to be on for the Eagles game. Like, why would I miss that? Heck no, I'm not missing the Eagles game. I'm not missing that game at all whatsoever. Dude, Jeff Doughton Jr. had a nice three-pointer in tonight's game. I know that he played 16 minutes and he was like a minus 13. But still. Crazy. Keep the chat clean. No bad language in this chat. And hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel on the way out. Sixers beat the Cavaliers 132-129, says Sean Bernard. Sixers make season high 21 threes. Oubre had 22 points and 13 rebounds. By far the best win of the season. See, now, that Boston game was, I guess that you could say that it was their best win of the season. I think that was their greatest win, but this was a big win. And it's one of their biggest wins of the year. I mean, you're going to cover both games on Sunday. Am I covering both on Sunday? If the Eagles lose, no. If the Eagles win, yes. If the Eagles lose, I'm taking phone calls and I'm heartbroken. I'm taking phone calls right after the game and we're talking about that. If they win, we'll talk a little bit about it. Then we got to focus on the bigger picture, which is who they're going to play. And then we'll do a post-game show after that. But, yeah, if we do lose on Sunday, I'm going to be crushed. And I'm just going to want to take phone calls. So, yeah. That's where we are. Great stuff. Sixers upset the Cavaliers. All these guys are supposed to hit threes for the Sixers. Rare sight around these parts this season. This is the Paul George that we signed, says RB. Sounds fair, yeah. If they lose, I am going to be heartbroken, bro. Bro, PG, I didn't really think about this, but he had 21 points in that second half. It's equally frustrating and encouraging, says Sean Bernard, that the Sixers can look like a legitimately good team on any random night. There have been some clunks, but in general, most of the losses have felt like they have played good basketball for stretches and then just run out of gas. I just can't believe that we're in this world. JJ violates my parole, or has violated this parole if the Eagles lose. Oh, yes. Yes, we're going to be crying. I'm sure that we're going to be heartbroken, but it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. We're winning. We're winning on Sunday. We are. We are. We are. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to wrap things up. That is going to do it for me. We hit 3 hours. Yay. That's awesome. Now I got to go take care of my doggy. I got to go take care of my baby. Got to go take care of my doggy. All right. I love you all. I'll be back on tomorrow night. Sixers play at 8 o'clock. Just to recap the schedule. Sixers play tomorrow at 8 o'clock. They play against the Bulls. It's a traveling back-to-back, so they're going to be in Chicago. Sunday, we got the Eagles game. And if they win, which they will, we'll be doing the Bills-Chiefs game. All right? And that'll be at 8 o'clock. And then Monday, do the Sixers play Monday? No, the Sixers are off on Monday. So we have an off day Monday. And the Sixers are back on Tuesday. All right, good night. Lila Tov, everybody. Love you all so much. I will see you all on the other side tomorrow.